So, with regards to it is apparently an obscure movie, but I liked it. So just because a movie is obscure doesn't mean it's not likable or good or anything. Seems to be top. I mean, it doesn't even rated by 1,000 people. I think not even 10,000. No. I mean, I've seen even more obscure ones, but yeah, this is really obscure. Yeah. Um, it doesn't have a title that really matches what it's about either. It's a pretty one. It's not quite. I mean, I thought it was going to be just another brain dead rom-com and such. It doesn't help that sites here have it down as a comedy. I mean, IMDb at least doesn't include drama, but it really doesn't have comedy. If it does, it's only it only lasts for mere minutes, not even 5 minutes at most. But it's a good study in yeah, personalities, identities. The real crux of what an identity is. I mean, I really thought at first. I really went in not feeling anything, not reading a synopsis, because sure enough, synopses ruined it. But I don't know. Otherwise, I mean, the main thing happened in the first 15 minutes, so I suppose, but she didn't quite reveal what she was doing until the end. So, and that's kind of ruined by synopses as well. And so I didn't quite, I mean, I couldn't quite verify it, but obviously there was something. So, I mean, at first I did think maybe she was transforming into her, but then, you know, um, that's a good thing about not reading synopses, right? Is somehow synopsis thing. It's they should really say the whole thing. I mean, what's the point of a movie if the synopsis already says everything? Anyway, yeah, I these days I read maybe at best like the first line or so. Yeah. Um, it's actually a more interesting than the poster or the title makes it seem like it could be. It is, and the music is brilliant as well. I really like the music. Apparently, the musician is the husband of the director and the writer for some reason. So I guess they really collaborated well. I think. So yeah, I did like how they play the identity, how everything happens, and she made it seem like, I mean, if one doesn't read any synopsis, then it really does seem like she's just shocked as her sister is dead. Because her sister is dead, she's just shocked, trying to sort of regain her identity. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting thing, like how there was a Jeremy Irons movie as well where they do something similar, use their twin status for people. I've watched a while ago, but so long ago I don't even remember the name. I think it has a single word. Anyway, yeah, this was interesting as well. I mean, obviously, it's not quite comedy. So people shouldn't take it as that, but as it is, really, as a raw drama, it's interesting. How people can be different. I'm sure this kind of thing is happening often throughout the world. Where well, if a twin dies, even if they're not. So um, twins do. I'm assuming it's not just about DNA. I think it's rarer that twins are a similar sort of person with a similar sort of trajectory and sort of maybe possibly career and such than it is than the alternative. I think uh, because it's not just DNA, it's also nurture and yeah, ultimately, I mean, there's little things really that two different people do many different things, and even if they look similar or even identical, of course, most identical twins in movies are played by the same actor, because why not, right? Um, in this case, wasn't much screen time with both of them on. You know, the accident happened fairly early on, so we can concentrate on what it's supposed to be about. And admittedly, it is an interesting concept to per se visit your own funeral. I mean, yeah, she did say that at the beginning, so I guess if I really took it at face value, I would have known from the beginning. But I don't know. I thought I sort of rationalized it. That's what normally happens, I guess. Like literally, I thought that she was rationalizing it in some sort of strange way. So I thought that she was becoming her at that point, and then, but no, she really thought it was literal, such. So I guess yeah. Um, what was also interesting is how at one point she just almost shouted out that her that half of her is dead forever. And yeah, that's one doesn't quite think of twin dyings like that. I mean, I cannot have that experience. It's because but it's it showed me. I mean that is a reality. That must be a reality that many twins would feel if indeed their twin died. Even with normal siblings, it's not like that. It's especially with a identical twin. Yeah, it's quite something for an identical twin to die and the other lives. I can only imagine it, but this movie really films it. That's that's I think important, really, in interesting sort of existential dimension to it in a sense. Um, it's interesting how she was able to fool most people. Um, unless she told them explicitly. Although some people told her that this isn't you, etc., and it quite literally wasn't. But otherwise, still, yeah. Um, so this is definitely a better alternative than most rom-coms I'm watching. These, I mean, based on the title and the poster, I thought it was going to be just another rom-com, but no, it really wasn't. Of course, I realized that as soon as the crash happened. The crash happened a bit strange, though, because I mean, they seem to be on a deserted road. Didn't seem to be any cars around for a while, so it's a bit unbelievable that such a crash can happen. I mean, surely with no cars around, it would have heard at least from a mile off and avoided it, presumably. Like they just went out of the of the car as well at that point, just before. Surely, when that happened, they could have just seen it or something. Unless somehow they're on a hill, but they would have still heard something. Surely, it's a small thing, but I thought it was a bit it really came out of the blue. I mean, I didn't read a synopsis, so I didn't know something would happen. Even the synopsis, it doesn't say it just says tragedy and such. I don't think synopsis. I don't know, but um, it's a good thing I didn't even read the IMDb synopsis because tragedy is the second word. Yeah, I don't know why they just go on with it. And again, I guess it's a bit difficult, isn't it? In this sort of sense, yeah, prefer to not have read anything at all. The movie going into it, which is why I end up going with a lot of. I mean, I am going generally with comedy. Whatever kind of comedy there are, and this wasn't even a comedy, but I still liked it. Yeah, this was much more of a drama, though, for sure. Well, of course, if these, this is the thing. So there was this guy, Danny Pudi, yeah. No, he's usually only I've only ever watched him in comedies. I didn't know he could act like this at all. non-comedic roles. He did, yeah. I mean, it's a very, very small part, but he did act in a non-comedic fashion, as it happens. I've first seen him in Community. He's very comedic there. But no, this isn't a comedic role at all that he played there. I mean, it's only like for 2 minutes or something. Yeah, he played a doctor. Hmm. So yeah, but it was interesting. Even if it's not very popular or anything, I liked it. I don't care if movies are popular or anything. So yeah, I'll look out for the directors of the movies, for the musicians of the movies as well, because the music is quite nice. It had this ethereal feeling to it. This At one point, someone says that some sort of food makes her feel like she's in outer space. I don't know how that could be really. They actually use the word reminded, as if somehow. I mean, I thought that one would need to have already gone to outer space to be reminded of it. But then again, I suppose so many people have gone, so it's not like it's a big deal to say reminded. I mean, I'm assuming it just refers to the fantasy, the imagination of going there, and so just reminded of the imagination. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. The point is the music was kind of like that. I don't know, to be fair, how food can remind one of being in space. But I guess I don't know, some sort of floaty feeling. But yeah, the music though did really do that. It had this vibe, this that reminded me of mm, some RPGs music maybe, like something like Threads of Fate had somewhat similar music. Not exactly identical or anything, just somewhat similar in some parts. It was very varied at any rate, so it's not quite, you know. I really like the electronic music. Yeah. So I do need to. Apparently, I watched some of the movie that he composed at one point. Something called Over. I don't remember. I don't remember it at all. Must have been many years ago. Um, but yeah, this I liked.